Hey guys, how's it going? It's sonicLOPSIDED, and I've kind of been, I guess, coaxed into doing a game room tour by Israel Pacheco 89 here on YouTube. He's been asking me to do one. My game room isn't as extravagant as a lot of people, may think it is. It's pretty basic as far as that goes, but it gets the job done. So we're gonna go ahead and start this. Over here, this is my fiance's like crafting station. She does all her stuff here. My Dreamcast keyboard is actually there, and a couple of these NES cartridge pillows that I got for Christmas last year. She doesn't actually craft that much. She just wanted the space, so I gave it to her. Whatever. I can have the rest of the room, right? Anyways, up here we have my CRT television. This is a Sanyo. Not sure how big it is. I want to say it's 27 inches, but I could be wrong. But it's LCD flat screen. Up there is my HD PVR Model 1, which I use to record all of my retro games with. Um, and behind that's a window. Yeah. So we'll move on. That's not very interesting. Down here is my Toshiba satellite laptop. This thing is a piece of garbage. It worked well for the first year. It was great. And then it started to crap out really fast. So I would not recommend getting Toshiba satellite laptops, but I've had them for 3 years. Here is Hubman. He is a USB hub, which he's even got a face if you can see it there. That's how I hook up everything because I actually only have one USB port because I dropped my computer maybe a year ago and it broke one of the USB hubs. Here's a couple controllers for the Wii U. This is the Pro Commander and that's the Pro controller there. Um, and down here in this like little cubby thing is a mess of cords. So this is all my power adapters for all my different systems. And I do have tons of retro systems. And down here we have my AV cables, and they look like a mess, but they're all rubber banded together. So I just got to fish through and find the one. And this is just a random miscellaneous crap drawer. I can't even get it open. There's an Xbox 360 controller in there, a couple of microphones, and all that crap that no one really you'd never really actually use, but I have it anyways. So let's move on to the side here, and we'll look at the main gaming setup. So here's my television. This is a Kobe 19-inch LCD television. Nothing very special. It has HDMI input, and that's all I really need. It does the job for what I'm doing. I got a little geek. What is that called? I forget. ThinkGeek.com sticker there. Down here's my Wii U gamepad. This is the Zelda Wii U special edition bundle gamepad along with the 32 gigabyte system. This is what that's what I do my gaming on, for the most part, anyways. And then down here is my HD PVR Model 2 Gaming Edition, which I record all my gameplay footage on. Without this, I couldn't make videos for you guys. So this thing right here is the best 150 bucks I spent as far as YouTube goes. So we're going to move down on the bottom of this shelf where all of my retro systems are. These are not all of them, mind you. This is just the ones that I hook up and I play at a moment's notice. So we have the NES top loader Model 2 there. And I plugged this up through, it only has RF, which is kind of a downer, but it plays all the games first try, which is a big plus for me. And here we have one of my more favorite systems, the Sega Saturn. This is the Sports Edition, which is a little bit more sought after edition. And I got this for literally for $5. A guy on racketboy.com is a retro gaming site that I used to go to a lot. He said it was broken. I bought it from him for $5, took it home, and it worked fine. So I don't know, maybe if you just had some scratch games or what. We got the Genesis Model 3 over there. Down on the bottom, we had the Genesis Model 2, and there's a 32X attached to it at the top. I don't know if you can see that. Not picking it up really well on my viewfinder. Here's my favorite system, retro system of all time, the Sega Saturn. This is my child. I've actually had this, since I was 8 years old. So I've had it for a good long time, and it has done me quite well. So let's move on down. We have the Super Nintendo there, the PlayStation, and the PlayStation 1. And there's a surge protector with a bunch of cords. You don't want to see that because that's a colossal mess. So go up to my monitor. This is it's a 19. I don't know. Is it a 19-inch? I don't even know. It's a nice Dell monitor. I paid like 30 bucks for it off of Craigslist, and I wanted it, but it's a really nice monitor. You can see that I have tons of icons. Most of them don't aren't relevant, don't do anything, or I don't use them. So yeah, there's my Netgear router there. The the antenna is broken off, so it just kind of flops there. Does what it needs to do, I guess. Still, we're gonna move to one of the things that is essential to making good YouTube videos, and that is a good microphone. And this is my microphone. It's a Samson Meteor mic. These things run about 65 bucks. It's probably one of the better mics. It's a condenser microphone. The only thing that I have a problem with is that I do get a little bit of loud ping noises whenever I talk close to it. So I kind of got to stay a little bit away. But a cool thing about it is on this microphone, it has an audio jack, so I can plug in headphones to it. Um, and listen to it that way. So this sits on top of a Rock Band microphone stand, just because I repurposed it. So anyways, let's go to my games. I have them all in these like little whatever they're called. I don't know, cubby holes. But here's my 360 games. Now I have a lot of 360 games, and I do because anybody that's been with me for a little bit knows that I came from the 360 to the Wii U as a gaming system, and as a diehard gamer of the 360, it took a lot to get me to the Wii U. But I'm definitely glad I made the switch. Um, as you notice, I just noticed I have 2 copies of Crackdown. Why do I have that? I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I have tons of those games. But there are tons of good games on the 360. So that's definitely something to have. So down here we have my Wii collection. It's pretty big as well. Got some good titles in there. Nothing too fancy, but a couple of more or less known games, I guess. There are definitely some good ones in there. I got two copies of Link's Crossbow Training. Again, I don't know why, but I do. Down there I got some books full of movies, games, and Game Boy games. So then that's it for the gaming setup portion of the game room tour. So we're gonna go into this like whatever this thing is. I don't even know what you call it. It's like a closet, but not in the wall. So just have a couple of things in here. Nothing too much. Just some boxes. The Super Nintendo Super Set is actually in the box down there. Master System, Atari 800, Sega Dreamcast box, Vita box, PVR box, and N-Gage is back there as well. My Atari 2600 is in there, surrounded by clothes. I don't know why. We're going to close that up. That's embarrassing. Up here we have a couple of games, systems. So this is the TI-99. Up there is a broken Retron. This is the Atari 800 console. These are my Game Gear games. My Wii, just in case I want to play some GameCube games or something like that. So keep that close at hand. Label maker for all my cartridge games so I can mark them. Because a lot of those things, like the 64 games, they don't actually have in labels, so I make my own on this label maker. Here's the Retron 5. I actually don't use the Retron 5 as much as I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be pretty good, and I mean, it's not a bad system, but it's not compatible with most of the games that I play, and it's also not compatible with EverDrives and stuff, so it doesn't get that much love. There's some Commodore 64 games. Move along to the side here is my 64, PS2 Slim, 360, PS2 Fat, and the ColecoVision is there. One thing on my door that I want you guys, especially if you're collectors, to invest in is really one of these like shoe caddies that you hang on the back of your doors. They help out so much with keeping controllers like together and not they don't get they don't throw in a box. This is good way, like a convenient way to store your game controllers so that they actually they don't get in the way. And whenever you want one, you just pull it off, pull it out of the thing, and go on with your business. So that's definitely a good thing to have. It's gonna get dark for a second. I'm gonna save the shelf for the last. We got my tripod here. This is a cheap, like $15 Target's um, tripod with a cell phone adapter thing on top so I can record HD videos, because my digital camera with video recorder sucks. So this is actually if you care, that's actually the globe on my light. I took it off because it makes the light so much dimmer and like yellow, and I like good solid light. Okay, so in here is these are actually my plug and play systems. Now this is a box full. These are actually some of my favorite systems to play, just to hook up and give a go. I have a pretty big collection. I think I have about 15 or 20 different plug and plays at this point, and I'm trying to collect more. I'm just running out of things that I know about that I might want to give a go to. So yeah, stand up here and let's get a shot of my favorite shelf in the whole world. I set this up and I was so proud of it. I was so happy with it that I think I'm actually going to start doing some in real life videos in front of this as this shelf as kind of like a backdrop. Um, it's really nice. Everything turned out really well. Up at the top, I have the action set, the NES action set, and the Wii U box there. But this shelf turned out, probably the best. I got a couple of Virtua sticks there for the Saturn, and then Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2, and then Castlevania Dracula X for the Saturn, which is a Japanese only release. Otherwise, I would have it in American, but this is a pretty sought after and rare game, and I was lucky to pick it up pretty cheap. And down here, we actually have my Genesis, Super Nintendo, and my NES collection. And there's the Game Boy Advance SP. I got two of them. They sit there, and then over here is like a little, I don't know what he is. It's a little pirate with a silver surfer board. I don't know what he is. We're gonna put him back over there. You can sit over there. I got some boxed NES games up here, like RoboCop and Fester's Quest, Super Mario 3, Super C, Smash TV. I got Zelda Link to the Past complete in the box. That's with the maps and everything. So this is a pretty rare one. I actually found it at a Goodwill for about $5. So to have it complete with maps and everything is a very good find. I found Raiden Trad, which is probably a $35 to $40 game in box. I got it for like $5 at Goodwill as well. The same time I got this one, so that was actually a pretty big steal. We got some. It's bad lighting, I guess. I'll try to get down a little lower, but we got some unboxed NES over here. Monster Party, which is probably my favorite NES game. I have that. Let's see what else. There's Nightmare on Elm Street there. My EverDrive N8 is actually over here in a Kung Fu case. You can't see it because the light sucks balls, but yeah, we're gonna keep moving along. Some 32X games up here. This is my Sega Genesis flash cart. It's the Mega Driver. You can find these on eBay. You could. I don't know. Maybe they took them down since, but you can get them on some sketchy sites. I got mine on eBay. I snagged it for like $50, which is a pretty good deal considering that you got all the games right there on that cartridge. So there's some more Genesis games that are just loose. I got my box Genesis games back here. A couple of the bigger games is Earthworm Jim, Mortal Kombat 2, which is the first Genesis game I ever had. I got The Adventures of Batman and Robin in the cardboard box thing. Boogerman over here. What else do I have? Joe and Mac right there. So some good games here. There's some definitely good games on the sat or on the what am I talking about, on the Saturn, on the Genesis, and I'm glad to own the ones that I want. I don't really have any want to get any more Genesis games at this point. I have just about all the ones that I want until I find out about some more that I might pick up. So let's go down to the next shelf here. This is my PlayStation 1, Saturn, Wii U, PS Vita, and 3DS shelf. I don't know, Dreamcast as well. There's a Commodore 64 game as well. So PlayStation games there. I got the Dreamcast mouse in the box. Um, Behind it are some more games. All PlayStation 1. I got Mayhem and Monsterland, which is actually a really good Commodore 64 game. It actually pushed the Commodore 64 to its limits as far as color goes, and then of just gameplay in general. It's a fantastic game, and I paid $15 for it, I think. New, so that's definitely a steal for me. I was happy to get that one, and this is like a collector's edition, so it came with a bunch of extra stuff too. I'm not going to pull that out there. My 3DS games here, I'll go close up on those, I guess. I had The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time 3D, Assault, Ace Combat Assault Horizon Legacy, which is one of the best 3DS games and a most underrated 3DS game, I think. On the whole system. This game is actually fantastic. It's one of the best games that I think I've actually played on a handheld. So you can pick this up for like $8. I would definitely suggest trying this one out and at least buying it used and trying it. And if you don't like it, you can always take it back. So what do we got here? PS Vita games over here. Dragon's Crown, one of my favorites. Killzone Mercenaries is my favorite of all time. I got Wipeout, paid like $10 for that at Best Buy. Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed, which is good. Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, which is garbage. And my Wii U games up there. I love all these. I actually just got Sonic Lost World like 2 days ago. I'm actually looking to dive into that one. Maybe make a playthrough series on it. I don't know yet, but we'll give it a go. Got my Dreamcast broadband adapter up there. That's one of the more sought after things in my collection. This is one of those things that people, they really want it to play online with the 3 or 4 Dreamcast games you can actually play with the damn thing. So I guess that people really buy it for the convenience factor of being able to just plug in the cord and play your Dreamcast games, rather than having to do all that Netopia stuff and use dial-up or whatever. So there is my Dreamcast controller in the box, and here are my Saturn games. For the most part, I have a couple more that I haven't unpacked yet. Like I said, I have Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2 and Castlevania Dracula X up there. So those are the 3 most expensive games of my collection. Both of these are probably about $50 games by themselves. This is about a $65 to $70 game. With the spine card as well, it raises the value about 10 more bucks. So that runs about an $80 game right there. So those are the 3 more expensive ones in my collection. So if we come down here, I'll show you the other games. I have Earthworm Jim 2 for the Saturn, Virtual Fighter Kids, Bug, Johnny Bazooka Tone, which is actually a pretty good side scroller, and it's honestly very underrated. It's definitely one to pick up if you want a good side scrolling shooter at a pretty affordable price. So I would pick that up. Robotica, which is one of my favorite Saturn games, and it is extremely underrated. You can get this game for dirt cheap, like $3, literally. We'll buy you this game, but it's actually really, really good. It has a good storyline. The game actually plays pretty well for one of the earlier first-person shooter games. Down here we have my jewel case games and a couple of VCD movies. So let's see what we got. We got Virtual On Netlink Edition. I bought this so I could play it online whenever I decide to get dial-up. Got Virtua Cop. Sega Saturn Virtua Fighter, which is just Virtua Fighter in a jewel case. What is this one? Honestly, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's Albert Odyssey on the Japanese Saturn disc. Bought this because it was $10 versus like $200. Eventually, I will get the American release, but I just don't have it yet. Virtual Fighter Remix, which is like you sent off some kind of entry to get this game, and Sega sent it to you for free, I guess, is what I've been hearing. So I don't know how rare this game is, but it's probably like a $25 game, and I got it in a bundle for like $30 with a bunch of other games as well. So over here are my VCD games. One thing people don't really know about the Saturn is you can actually play, CDI movies on here. So Sorry about that. But you can actually, pop in a CDI formatted movie and play it on the Saturn for the most part, anyways. But there were some actual retail releases, and this is still kind of a big thing, CDI format in places. Where did I read? I really don't remember, but it's still a popular format in a bunch of those, like, you know, just coming up countries, the ones that are kind of behind in the technology. These are still being released. But I got Forrest Gump. This is actually a 4 disc CDI movie. For reference, I think it was a what was it? I don't remember. Oh, anyways, it's like an hour and a half, but they had to fit it on 4 CDs. So that's pretty crazy. Let's move on from that. I'll give you one more shot of that because that's a pretty good shelf. It has a lot of expensive stuff in there. I'll put this back up there where it goes. And down here, some PS2 and GameCube stuff. We got the Donkey Konga bongos here. Action replay for the Xbox because I've been meaning to do the Xbox Media Center thing with my original Xbox. No, I did not pay $50 for that. I got it for free, I think, but some poor sat paid $50 for it. I don't know who, but I feel bad for him. Down here is a bunch of just spare systems. In NES here, this is actually my original NES. It works still, but only really when it wants to, so I don't really give it that much abuse. We got the 3DO right here. A couple of Xboxes down here. I got 3 GameCubes here. If anybody wants to buy one of these, let me know. I'm actually trying to sell them right now. I got them bundled with controllers and whatnot. And then the Sega Model 1 with the Sega CD attachment there. I'm not trying to sell that, but I mean, I guess if somebody offered me the right price, I'd probably take it. But guys, that's about it for the game room. There's nothing else. I've pretty much completed it as far as this goes. I do have some posters that I want to put up that I have not been able to do yet. I have some posters that I want to buy as well to put up. But yeah, that's about it. I know this ran a little bit long, so thanks guys for stopping by and checking the video out. Izzy, I hope this, puts your mind at ease. At least it finally came. So yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. The next video is actually going to be kind of like a channel update video. I'm just going to let you guys know what's going on, why the lack of videos and all that stuff. And then I'll probably do a Nintendo Talk video by myself because I can't seem to pull Israel away from Destiny long enough to be able to record one with him. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is Sonic Lopsided, and take care.